The following program shares opinions from its host and its host only. No opinions are those shared by League Arena officials or LeagueArena.com. View with caution.
Good evening, hockey fans, and welcome to another episode of the Penalty Box with your host, Kalal Oakman. Tonight, I have basically some recaps of some games from last night, a couple upsets, a couple head scratchers, and a couple pats on the back. I also have a couple other things I'd like to clear up, and finally, I want to talk about this most controversial skater in the whole VHL, Rated R Boy. What the F is going on with you? Do you not understand what the rules are? Do you not get what rules mean? Obviously you don't, and it's about time someone smacks you upside the head and tells you, hey, you can't do this. That and more coming up next. Don't go away.
The Penalty Box, presented by LeagueArena.com, the largest online gaming community in the world, with VHL Network and League Arena News. Stay connected.
Welcome back, hockey fans. Before I get into the statistics and the scores from last night, I want to clear up some things. I do want to give props out to the Edmonton Oilers ownership group, Mr. Clark Kidd, who, in recent light of some accusations and allegations and provided with evidence, he has decided to do what is best for his team and try to take care of things and right the wrongs. More power to him. I wish you the best of luck in doing it. He stepped up as an owner, defended his team, thinking he knew everything, and when he was presented with evidence that showed him he's not, he was a big enough man to admit that his team was wrong and that he would do everything to correct the problem and handle whatever the league hands his way. More power, more props to Clark. I'd also like to apologize to the Falcons goaltender Wambo, if I mispronounce your name, I apologize. Indeed, in fact, you can play 6 games a week as a goaltender. That rule has been changed. It just hasn't been posted. I have been in contact with the league about that issue, and frankly, a little bit of a two-minute minor here. The league needs to update their rules then. They can't expect players to be playing by a certain set of rules if it's not posted. Duh. So when in doubt, folks, if you don't know what the rule is, go with what's posted. Can't go wrong with that. If it's changed and you find out it's changed, okay, cool. League should be on top of that and should post updated rules so we won't have these problems. Also, I'd also like to apologize to Falcon players that are innocent and are not involved in this scandal. I apologize if you feel like your team is under the scrutiny or under the microscope, so to speak, but that comes with being successful. You're going to have to handle those things. It's not a personal attack against you, the player. I applaud you for obeying the rules and playing by the rules and trying to be as legit as possible. Hopefully, this is all over with and done with, and you guys can continue your success that you've been maintaining throughout the whole season. I'd also like to touch up on another team in the East, the Bridgeport Sound Tigers. Here at the Penalty Box, we've received evidence that you guys were taunting in a game. Now, I don't know if this is a rule violation. It might go against a code of conduct or something, but I'm not accusing you of that. What I am accusing you is I have evidence that shows that you have pulled your goalie with 2 minutes left in the game when you're up 4-1. What is the point of pulling your goalie when you were up 4-1? The game in question is against the Providence Bruins on Monday night. You're up 4-1, folks. There's no need to pull your goalie and rub it in the other team's face that you're beating them. That is very classless, distasteful, and frankly uncalled for. Grow up. And finally, Rated R Boy. What the fuck is your problem? Yes, I'm calling you out as a skater because obviously you don't know how to read. If I was a St. Louis Blues organization, I would pull him aside, suspend him immediately because he's an idiot. 7 games played in week 3, and he already has 5 games played this week, including 3 games as a goalie and 2 games as a forward. Somebody doesn't understand what the rules are. Somebody needs a little spanking. The league should look into this. Frankly, it's trash like you that gives the rest of those players in the league a bad name. Forget what the Falcons did. The Falcons made a mistake. They made a mistake. They misunderstood some rules. Lack of communication. Their organization is dealing with it. I strongly suggest the St. Louis Blues organization look into this guy's leadership. He's the captain of the team. There's other allegations going around. No hard, concrete evidence to support these allegations, but they are allegations that he is playing favorites from within the team. Telling players that aren't good enough to play, don't even bother showing up, and he throws out his all-star buddy-buddy line. According to the games played, it is leaning towards that is true. No hard evidence with that. The only hard evidence we have is that you are playing way too many games. You have 24 games played already this season. 24. A legitimate player should only have 18 total for the whole year. Something needs to be done about this guy. We'll be right back after this quick short break. Don't go away. Back to the Point with Darth and Donnie premieres tonight on VHL Radio. Look for the link on the forums. I don't know what the show's going to be about. Frankly, they're goons. So I'm going to listen just to see what the hell. Anyways, back to the news. Last night's games, there were quite a few that were quite interesting. I mean, head-scratching interesting. Ones that just make you want to go, what? No way. Like, take, for instance, the New York Rangers. The New York Rangers beat the Pittsburgh Penguins 3-1. Yes, the Rangers. They're actually starting to come around. I'm not saying they might make a playoff push and make Donnie get that tattoo like he said he would, but at least they're starting to play better and more competitively. Also, Vancouver won 2 games in a row. That's right, Vancouver won in overtime against the Columbus Blue Jackets 4-3, and then they beat the Minnesota Wild 3-2. Congratulations, Vancouver. The Capitals and their division rival beat the Tampa Bay Lightning 3-0. Washington is on a rampage right now. Plymouth's starting to crack the whip over there and get that team turned around. More power to them. Congratulations, Capitals. Also, the Thrashers, in a head-scratcher, lose 2 in a row. They lost 3-2 to the New Jersey Devils, and they lost 4-2 to the Buffalo Sabres. Come on, Thrashers. You got to maintain your playoff position. Washington and Tampa Bay are on your heels. And finally, the biggest upset of the night. Boston, the Eastern Conference leader, frontrunner, number 1 seed, loses 5-2 to the Toronto Maple Leafs. Bert and Ernie had a hat trick in that game. We'll be right back with more on that game from Boston. Don't go away. Welcome back. Boston, Massachusetts. The Boston Bruins have released this press release about their current slide, if you will. One of their star forwards, the star player, Zombie, had an altercation that prevented him from making his scheduled games. He's had some off-ice issues. Bacon had to relocate. I guess he bought that new house up on the hills. And at the beginning of the week, he's been unable to play. Also, Eagle has had serious transportation issues, can't get to games on time. There's been a lot of line juggling going on due to these issues. And players have just had issues trying to work with each other, and other teams are taking advantage of their lack of chemistry, so to speak. Altogether, Rico has said, and I quote, "I think we've had 6 players unable to make games for a myriad of reasons, and our performance this week reflects that." Yes, it does. Also, assistant captain Crash Line is just beginning to develop chemistry with newly acquired linemate Gilroy, who was acquired from Edmonton at the trade deadline. Pedro is just warming up after spending the first 3.5 weeks on the IR due to business-related issues. Also, this is Big L's first week as goalie. He is playing with an injured thumb. He did do something to his thumb. He actually injured his thumb doing something off ice, unfortunately. He has still managed to tally his first VHL shutout with a 4-0 win over the Florida Panthers and is 2-2 on the week. Gilroy had 2 assists in that 5-2 loss against Toronto in his debut with Boston, and Ricochet scored his first goal of the season, a game winner, a 3-2 game winner over Tampa Bay. Well, folks, that is it for tonight's show. We hope to see you at center ice when the puck drops. Good night.